Hey guys, today we are going to be reviewing Yakuza Like a Dragon. So yeah guys, Yakuza has been a series spanning from the PS2 era to the current generation. The formula for all of them have pretty much been the same throughout the series, and it's paid off with fans new and old all praising the series. Its latest entry, Yakuza Like a Dragon, however, aims to do something different this time, and it seems it was just what the series needed to keep things fresh. Unlike the six mainline games before it that were action RPGs, Like a Dragon goes full on turn based. I remember this being announced and not being sure how to feel about it, but after playing it for myself, I can say Sega does it again and delivers another hit with Yakuza Like a Dragon. This time, though, with the new main protagonist, as the Kiryu saga comes to an end, the Kasuga saga begins. So, we're going to be taking you guys down the line through fun factor, controls, gameplay, graphics, sound, and replayability. So let's jump right into fun factor. Yakuza Like a Dragon is a turn based RPG this time around, but that doesn't mean it's any less fun. The turn based combat does take some time getting used to, but after becoming familiar with the new systems, the fun begins. Like a Dragon pays homage to JRPGs like Dragon Quest, with the main protagonist Ichiban Kusaga being obsessed with the series in his youth and being determined to be a hero, just like the Dragon Quest games. As Kasuga's overactive imagination runs wild, enemies will appear to you as they do in Kasuga's head. Some of them might look like ghouls or zombies or just fun things like that. So, however he sees them in his head, that's how you'll be seeing them when you encounter them in the battles. I often found myself laughing at how ridiculous some of the skills were for some of your party members. Moves like Namba's Pigeon Raid are hilarious to see as Namba throws bird seeds at the enemy, triggering a flock of wild pigeons to attack him. Things like this remind us of how Yakuza series doesn't take itself seriously at times. This pays off with a lot of humorous moments. Since this is a Yakuza game, there are also tons of side activities and mini games to keep you entertained as you roam around the streets of Yokohama. Some returning Sega arcade minigames are Outrun, Space Harrier, and Virtua Fighter 2. New arcade games have been added as well, like Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, which was a bit odd to see considering that it was a more modern title. Besides the arcade games, there are other returning minigames like UFO Catcher, darts, batting practice, blackjack, shogi, and karaoke, of course. New minigames such as Dragon Kart and Survival Can Collection were added, which are welcome additions. There are several racetracks and more carts can be unlocked as you progress. These side activities and minigames make your stay in Yokohama worthwhile. Now, moving on to controls and gameplay. Controls in Yakuza Like a Dragon are identical to previous titles in every way except during combat. Since its departure to a turn based combat system, Like a Dragon has more simple controls for combat than previous titles in the series. Since it is turn based, you select commands with X. Skills can be accessed with triangle, items can be accessed with square. Circle is used for perfect guard, which will reduce incoming attacks when timed perfectly. Since enemies move around in real time like they would in past Yakuza games, you might have to preempt their movement to ensure landing your attack successfully. Some character skills can prompt you for a chance to inflict bonus damage on enemies with well timed button press. Other than that, everything else is pretty straightforward. Gameplay is fun, and it was refreshing to explore the new region, Yokohama, rather than the usual Kamurocho region from the previous titles. Being that Like a Dragon is a turn based RPG, party members fall into RPG archetypes, and each have their own exclusive jobs. Kasuga is the only character that has two exclusive jobs. After story progression, their jobs can be switched as more job classes become available. One thing that was a bit disappointing was that jobs are gender specific. Weapons, armor, and accessories can be purchased in stores found around the game world. Equipable weapons and armor are also class based. Another thing worth mentioning is that decisions and activities will increase Kasuga's stats, which in turn will allow more jobs to become available to him later. At first, I was worried that the turn based combat would ruin the pacing of Yakuza, but to my surprise, the game flowed pretty well, and that's a plus in my book. On to the graphics. The graphics in Yakuza series were never the main attraction, but this time around, with the release of the next gen consoles, we reviewed Like a Dragon on the Xbox Series X and got to experience the next gen enhancements. Sadly, PS5 owners will have to wait until March 2021 to enjoy the PS5 version of Like a Dragon. 4K 60 FPS is what we experienced while playing Like a Dragon on the Series X, and visuals were sharp, with performance being stable, and there were just a few hiccups, but nothing too crazy. Exploring the streets of Yokohama and Kamurocho never looked so good. Onto the sound. Music in the Yakuza games are always good, and that's no different in Like a Dragon. The soundtrack has some remixed versions of tracks from the previous Yakuza game, so that detail was welcome. Yakuza's soundtrack always do a good job of getting you ready for epic battles, and the BGM does a good job setting the tone for more comedic segments. And for replayability, the Yakuza games are known for an insane amount of mini games and side missions, so there's always a lot of replayability here. If you truly want to 100% Yakuza though, then you'll be spending a lot of time doing so. Whenever I played a Yakuza title in the past, I would easily spend hundreds of hours on my playthrough, so I don't expect anything less from Like a Dragon. Besides that though, there's always New Game Plus. New Game Plus gives you the chance to continue gaining game completion for side quests and mini games without having to start the whole game over, so that's always good. Yakuza Like a Dragon will be keeping you busy for quite a while. And yeah, guys, it's pretty much understandable that after such a big departure from the standard Yakuza action RPG formula, fans would be worried. But you could rest easy knowing that Yakuza Like a Dragon still delivers all the fun and intense moments as expected. Even though the Kiryu saga came to a close, the Yakuza series shows that there are still many epic stories to tell in the universe of characters. And yeah, guys, that was our review for Yakuza Like a Dragon. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and let us know. Will you be picking up Yakuza Like a Dragon or not? Are you a fan of the series? And on behalf of JNL Game, guys, have a good one. Take care.